teachers. Basis
Yes
for
po, sir.
proposed ICT in service training program. Okay,
Yes
so
po, sir.
although I have parang apprehension na with the topic, so at this point ba in your school walang annual parang program? 'Di ba merong in-service lagi 'yan, and part of the in-service training are the developments or enhancements of technology for the teachers. So
Sir,
wala ba sa
sir,
school?
hindi masyado pong ano lang siya, ICT integration, pero not more on instructional process. Yeah, instructional technology, I mean. Not
Okay.
not fitting to the lesson delivery, sir.
So you're referring to the use of technology in instruction.
Yes, sir.
So, sige, you have to describe clearly, the facts, relevant theories, relevant concepts, and you have to include your personal concerns or reasons, in the present conditions or actual situations on why your topic now that you are proposing is worthy of study. Okay, so that should be clearly stated in your background of the study. So as I have browsed it, hindi ko siya nakita. So your background of the problem isn't very convincing enough. So ang gagawin mo dito para maging sufficient siya, you have to provide the important concepts with its proper citations. Ma'am, I noticed that some of the citations that you place here are not the actual years where the citations were published. For example, may mga nilagay ka dito na citations like Braham 2023. Wala namang publication si Braham noong 2023. So yung mga ganitong uh, cases or activities na ginawa or ginagawa ng mga ibang researchers, we're not supposed to be doing this because this one hinders your actual capacity to conduct research with integrity. So marami kasi ito, ma'am, marami akong mga napansin na mga in-text citations that were wrongly cited when it comes to the actual year of publications. So,
Okay.
2023, hindi naman siya 2023. Yung mga 2021 mo, hindi naman siya 2021. So, there were old literatures. So, you have to put the actual and the year. So, siguro ginawa mo to kasi alam mo na ang acceptable references lang would be 2018 and above. Pero hindi mo dapat gawin yung mga ganito, ha? So, yan. So, you have to go over your manuscript. And then, provide assessment of your present school condition. Okay, so yan. Okay yan. Kailangan mo mailagay yung establish yun sa background of the study mo so that you will be able to connect the relevance of your work to your present condition. Provide major awareness and recent developments about your study in a logical way, so in a clear, adequate, logical way with the proper headings. So pag sinabi nating recent developments, hindi natin gagawin yung old data, change the date to recent, ha? So kailangan i-exhaust natin ang lahat ng resources natin. And right now, I can say na hindi mo siya ginawa pa kasi when I check your references, they were only lifted from the public databases like Course Hero, which is and ResearchGate, which is your source. But the educational databases that you have access actually from the countless of databases that we have in NTC, wala ka namang na-access from that. So you access your EBSCO host, ma'am, marami ka makikita mga researches on your topic. So yun dapat yung mga nakalagay. So ngayon, masasabi ko na hindi mo yun na-access or hindi mo yun na-exhaust, kaya yung mga references mo are not the proper references that we're looking for. So these informations that you have placed here, some of them might be relevant during these times, 2005, yung mga nilagay mo na citations in 2001. This might be relevant during this time, but after a decade, do you think there has non-improvement of this area? So probably this had been answered already. And what we want you to provide us are the more recent documents. Okay? So yun ang kailangan mong ipakita. And yeah, so in your literature, so para maipakita mo yung lahat yon, can you make a table, no, summarizing relevant researches in a concise and comprehensive format. So naka-column siya para targeted yung mga concepts na gusto mong ipakita. And doon makikita mo rin doon kung ano yung mga gaps, no, in researches so that you will be able to address them in your research. So provide that one in your RRL. So then provide a logical discussions, no, of your hypothesized relationship between and among your variables. Yung sa sa theoretical framework and conceptual framework. So wala may nilagay ka na concepts there, pero you have to discuss their relationships of the variables. So like for example, meron kang nakalagay na theoretical framework, wala naman ako makitang framework. So pag wala kang ilalagay na framework, then don't label theoretical framework kasi we will be looking for the framework. Ilagay mo na lang theoretical background kung wala ka namang framework na ilalagay. Are you following po?
Yes, sir. Opo, sir.
So and then in your conceptual framework, you have to deepen your discussions of the concepts that you have used. Okay, so and the constructs and the relationships with the, pero wala kasi very limited yung nakalagay mo na framework eh. So yung IPO hindi siya masyadong clear kasi konti lang yung nakalagay. So you can either create a research paradigm instead of this IPO na ginawa mo, or you can add more to this para malaman namin kung ano talaga ang nangyayari during input, during process, and during output. So you have to provide a discussions of these ideas here, or these concepts, or these different constructs that you put here in the relationship to each other. Saan mo ba sila gagamitin and paano mo sila gagamitin? So that should be clear, okay? So ayan. And then your main study, which is to determine the instructional technology competence and performance among social studies teachers. So with that as your main topic, as your main research, parang hindi mo mamimit yung rigor ng ng MAED program kasi yung gagawin mo, how difficult is determining the instructional technology competence and performance of your social studies teacher. And this is just one interview question or one or two questions. So walang rigor. Kumbaga, yung main goal mo is not really overarching. Dapat kasi ang main problem natin, overarching, and then it will be answered with the SOPs that you have stated. Pero yung SOPs mo naman, wala naman masyadong connect doon sa main problem. Parang integrated na dapat talaga siya doon sa main problem mo. So, like the profile of the respondents, yung demographic, you don't really need to put it in the SOP, since these are usually part of your survey questionnaire. So, parang there's no need unless there's a specific discussions for this. Okay, so you have to think if this will be sufficient. And yun, kasi ang nilagay ko ditong comment is, do you think your main problem sufficient to warrant the go signal from the panel to investigate and answer the research questions that you have it here. So yun, so pag-isipan mo yun at kailangan ano sila, medyo ang gagawin mo, overarching yung main problem mo, tapos yung specific questions mo should answer in totality the main problem. Hindi siya ganun ka-reflective dun sa main problem mo. Okay? And then yung validity and reliability of instruments mo, the processes that you will be conducting should be discussed no thoroughly in the manuscript. How will you do it? Specifics dapat yan nakalagay. And since you will be presenting no or you will be using a self-made survey, so the conceptualization of the survey, the validation of that should be detailed no in the research instruments, and what will be used in the survey when it comes to the questionnaires and how you will tailor no these questions should have a academic basis. For example, manggagaling ba ito sa anong competencies ng DepEd. So dapat identified yung competencies. Tapos pag gagawin mo tong questions na to, with teachers pala yung participants mo, no? So at least meron ka man lang mga CMOs that really support no these particular reasons. Ayan. So yung documentations ng research instruments mo and validations, i-discuss mo siya kung paano mo siya gagawin since we don't see it no in totality in your manuscript at this time. So i-discuss mo yun kung paano mo talaga siya gagawin. And then at this point, ma'am, your manuscript is 40% plagiarized. So you have to lower it down to 24% before the panel would sign your manuscript for ethical review, no, your approval sheet for ethical review. And not only that, it's not only higher similarity, your pages 2, 18, and 19 are not your own writing, since these pages were product of AI applications. So you have to rewrite these pages in your own writing. Okay? So para ang magre-reflect lang dyan yung writing that you really made. Okay? So thank you. I hope you have taken down notes.
Yes, po, sir.
Thank you so much, Sir Bohol. Kimberly, please turn on your camera. Miss Surata, please turn on your camera so we'll know if you're there.
Naka-turn naman, sir eh. Ayun. Ito po, sir.
Pwede ang pananap. Naging student.
Ay, sir. Maano yung camera ko, sir? Ay, Doc.
Hello, Kimberly. Ako na magsasalita, no? Ang tagal ni Sir Dagim. I think na-exhaust niya na lahat. Ang sasabihin,
Sorry, nabasa ko eh.
ang sasabihin ko na lang, you have to present the status quo in the workplace, no? The demographic profile in SOP must be supported by RRL if it will be used in hypothesis testing. Kasi a lot of time, lagi na lang SOP1 demographic profile. And gusto lang naman i-describe yung respondents, hindi naman gagamitin sa hypothesis testing. Okay, so you make sure that if it is for hypothesis test, you have to check the literature applicable on so that you have something to relate with the finding. Okay, and then yung SOPs, instead of Roman numerals, yung mga maliit na, use Arabic. Kunyari, 1.2. Yung para kang nasa title. Discuss the psychometric for the instruments that will adapted ba yun? O ba? O
Sir, hindi marinig yung ano nyo, sir.
Ay, ako naririnig.
Sir, kasi pag naka-open din yung microphone niya, sa sound.
Off ko na lang muna, sir.
Off muna ng microphone pag nagsasalita yung ano.
So pero yung reception ko kanina, okay?
Okay naman, sir.
Itong Kimberly na to eh. Ang sinasabi ko, dinevelop mo ba yung tool or kinuha mo somewhere, in-adopt?
Merong konti, sir, pero hindi lahat, sir.
O dapat i-valid, subject for validation and reliability testing yon. Maski onti lang or may tinanggal ka, iba-validate na yon. Especially baka nga, maski i-adapt mo in toto, meron ka ba nakitang discussion sa previous studies na ginamit din yun, na may validity yun at saka reliability. Kasi kung wala, consider it as something that is not valid and reliable, and you have to do all over again, no, the determination of the psychometric properties. Okay? So yun lang naman ang issue ko. I'm sure na yung plagiarism, no, wag kang copy ng copy. Nakita ko to, yung paper na to, ito na yung parang gusto mo talaga ng GED 101, right? I can remember this paper. Hindi mo malulusutan. Ito yung paper na yon, in-enhance mo na. So I'm happy na tinuloy mo, pero lalaliman natin, no, with the help of your advisor. We will really make it worthy as a master's degree paper. Okay? Sige, thank you.
Okay, so Kimberly, hi. Ayan, para hindi tayo nagsasabay. Ayan, so yun,
Yes,
Kimberly,
ma'am.
no? Sige, off na lang natin. So, I'm just seeing misalignment in terms of title, no? Literature review, and the research questions. Yung alignment kasi very important yan, no? So, yung RL mo mahaba, but instead of shedding light, no, as to what you really like to do in your study, parang mas pa siya. So kung pwede mo pa siya i-compress further, no, na mas maiintindihan siya. Okay, mas maganda, ganun yung gawin mo. Okay? Also, ma'am, I think if you are doing an ICT in-service training program, no, ibig mo sabihin ito for social studies teachers lang yung gagawin mo? Will you be allowed by DepEd?
For now, ito lang po muna yung nakasentro muna siya sa, ma'am, social studies teacher.
But have you asked your master teacher or immediate supervisor na possible ba yung makonduct ng program na to?
Yes, po ako, pero hindi pa po nag-reply sa letter ko, ma'am, eh.
Sige, huwag ka na magalit. Tinatanong ko lang naman, Kim, Yan, so anyways, so yun kailangan mo ayusin, Kim, ha? Kasi mamaya, study ka ng study, hindi ka naman iaalaw. Kasi normally, if I'm not mistaken, in-service training programs are conducted for all teachers, no? So, I'm not sure if this is a viable terminal output, no, for your paper. So, you have to to better determine that. Also, yung literature review mo, put an overview, no, prior to your first subsection, no, so that we'll know what were the keywords that you use in looking for related literatures. Okay, so yun yung AI, helpful siya sa atin. However, if it dominates in writing your paper, no, that's a different story, no? So, use it as a guide, but not really the one writing for you. Kasi yung Turnitin namin, may capacity siya to determine whether it's a person or an AI wrote And ang problem sa AI, mama, be very careful kasi naglalagay siya ng references na hindi naman talaga existing. So be very careful with that, no? You have to use your critical thinking, no? Whenever we use those, mas maganda pa rin na meron kayong EBSCO, so maximize the use of it. Okay po? Also, ma'am, with your intention, let's just say, na ma-determine natin na may good ICT capacity, mga teacher. Ang tanong, how is your school in terms of ICT infrastructures mamaya? Diba? So, dahil pure quantitative yung study mo, you don't have a way to gauge that. Okay? So, we have to understand that ICT or technology integration is not only the sole responsibility of the teacher. No? They need inputs. They need a sound technological infrastructure from the school. So, that is also something that you have to explore in your study. Dapat may open-ended questions ka in terms of the barriers that they are experiencing. Kasi baka yung mga na-determine mo na mga factors sa level, sa competencies, no, baka hindi niya na-encapsulate yung totoong nangyayari dun sa institution mo. So you should have a research question on what are their perceived challenges in terms of integrating technology So how can you develop something if you don't even have the raw materials to integrate technology? No, so I suggest you change the research design, no? Kung pwedeng mixed method research design, kasi pag-create naman ng program, mixed method talaga yun eh. Diba? Kasi there are parts of quantitative results that are quite difficult to understand. No, that even if we use literatures, hindi pa rin niya may explain bakit ganun yung lumabas na results. Alright? You have to exert more effort in highlighting how you achieve the ethical consideration of your paper. Okay, nakita ko naman dito may ka ng paalam, pero kamusta ang informed consent mo? Dapat at this point medyo nandito na rin yun sa paper mo. Okay? You have to itemize, no? Although naka-discuss naman dito, mas maganda siguro kung naka-itemize yung mga characteristics ng mga pipiliin mong respondents. Okay? Pero mas maganda kung social studies, ilan ba yan sila? Social studies teacher sa inyo?
40 po, ma'am. Ang
40. Oh, sama mo na yung lahat kasi quantity ka naman eh.
may kasama po kasi dapat yung gumagamit ng instructional technology. Hindi naman po lahat sila, so selected po.
Hindi kasi ang output mo, gagawa ka ng program para sa lahat. So, gagawa ka ng program para sa lahat na hindi mo kinuha yung data ng lahat. Nakamute ka, ma'am.
Respondents lang po yung tinutukoy ko, ma'am.
Oo nga, yun nga yung point, Kimberly. Ma'am Kimberly, di ba? Kumbaga, kung gagawa ka ng program para sa lahat, you have to get the data from all. Kasi ang baka kinuha mo, yung meron ng instructional level, mataas na instructional level, ano pang gagawin mong program? Di wala na. Kasi okay naman na pala yung level nila eh. So dapat, kunin mo lahat because you will be creating a program for all.
Apo, nakuha ko, ma'am Linda.
Okay. Yun lang naman sa akin, Kimberly. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so at this juncture, we will be putting you in the breakout room so we can proceed with the interpolation. Doc, wait, ako na lang po ba mag-ano po? Ay, wait lang po, i-off ko lang yung recording.